Hey everybody, my name's Sepulation, and this is my guild's kill of heroic Mythrax, the Unraveler. First off, this boss is pretty simple. It's mainly a mechanics fight. So the melee need to spread out around the boss, and everyone needs to spread out. You don't want anybody within 5 yards of each other, because he'll sometimes drop this circle instantly on people. There's no way to know except for boss timers when it's coming. And what happens when that circle goes on them, they get mind controlled and they have to be knocked out by either ranged attacking them or like knockbacks from druids and stuff like that, or ring a piece. So you definitely need to make sure that you are spread out because it'll kill your DPS on this boss. Like, not the people, the actual DPS. So the next thing you need to worry about is, as you can see right there where the nipple had the purple circle swirling around them, this is a debuff that will drop off a player after like about 8 or 10 seconds, something like that. And that player, there's 2 players that it'll be on. Those players need to run outside of the raid as far as they can. It does drop off damage, so the farther you are from that person, the less damage you'll take from that person. And that's pretty simple, so just run out whenever you get that and drop it off. It doesn't leave anything on the ground or like that, so it's just an AoE. The next thing in this phase that needs to be worried about is the tanks get debuffs and they have to grab those green orbs on the ground. None of the other people in the raid should be needing to worry about grabbing those green orbs until phase 2, which is right now, as you can see. Phase 2's start is when the boss goes to the middle and it'll do a big old AoE to the raid and everybody gets lots of stacks of the debuff. So you need to knock that down to about 4 or 5 stacks, or wherever your healers think that they can manage the raid at. We chose 4 or 5, that way we had leftovers for everybody, because sometimes people would take too many and there wouldn't be enough. So the next thing in phase 2 is you need to DPS these big adds down one at a time. My side, the green triangle, was the second DPS target, that's why it goes down a little slower. You need to make sure that you have an interrupt rotation and you dodge that big beam that I just dashed out of. So the interrupt is for the shadow volley that does big AoE to the raid, so that definitely needs to be interrupted at all times. From there on, in the rest of the phase, you'll be DPSing these little visions down that do mindflay, and you can interrupt that channel if you have an interrupt. It'll help the healers out just a little bit, and you'll continue dodging that beam. From there, you'll begin phase 1 all over again. Range will need to single target these adds down again, because the melee can't be on them due to the fear mechanic. And then you'll rinse and repeat. You'll go back to phase 2 or phase 1, and then you'll do phase 2 one more time. And then after that phase is when we lusted. And that is because, we listed in phase 2, and that's because we need to get through those ads as fast as possible for the next phase. From there, it's just a rinse and repeat. We didn't worry about getting people out of the fears as much, because it's just a DPS race from there, and they'll eventually die. So I hope you enjoy the video, and if you can, give me a follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/Sepulation. Thank you.